You know something? What does it say about you that you're actually fucking listening to this, you know? I don't know why you're listening. Why at this point you really should hit stop and fucking delete it or whatever. But, you know, I'm not here to tell you what to do. What the fuck is going on with the sound now? Hang on. There we go, I'm back. And I'm back. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I wasn't ever really that smart, but I wasn't a fucking moron. The hell was I talking? I don't even know what I was talking about. You know what's funny? Old people buy ice cream in, like, pharmacies. You know? They don't care. They don't need it to be Haagen-Dazs. Is there dairy in there? Is it cold? Well, put it on a cone, you fucking cunt. By the time, like, the fucking 9th kid ran down the hall, I was having these fantasies of quickly opening the door and just clotheslining one of these kids. And, you know, it's one of the reasons why I probably should never be a father, because I have really violent thoughts like that. If you don't have a mortgage, and you don't have rent, and you don't have a woman in your life, and you got like $22, right? You don't have a fucking car. You're a millionaire. Fat fuck, man-titted, brown-haired dude coming up to me giving me shit about having fucking red hair. It's like, dude, have you looked at yourself? How many fucking mirrors do you need to look at yourself, you tub of shit? And you know what I do? You know what I do with my computer a lot? I grab it, I pick the fucking thing up, and I hold it over my head like fucking Hulk Hogan when he's going to slam a chair against somebody's fucking sweaty back. And I bite my bottom lip. Now, I never do it because it costs so much fucking money, but I swear to God, one of these times, I just want to do it once. If God forbid I was ever on some fucking, doing some hell gig, where I'm flying one of those fucking planes with, you know, in one of those planes with like the water skis, and the guy has a fucking aneurysm and I got 10 hours under my belt, I could fucking crawl up there, you know? You know what'd be funny about that is you'd actually have to sit on the guy's lap. All the porn I have to sift through to find something that even remotely turns me on at this point, because I've watched so much of that fucking shit. You know, the last porno I watched, I actually apologized to the 3 women that were in it when I was done. Swear to God. You know, I was just like, Jesus Christ, what am I? I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry your dad didn't stick around. It was just dreadful. And you should really take that as an insult. Someone as dumb as me calls you a fucking moron. There's this girl who lives someplace around my place. I like this guy. He's being nice and vague. This sounds scummy already. God, I like you, sir. I don't know where, but I see her around every so often. Oh, you just don't know where she lives. I thought you were saying, hey, there's this chick. She lives somewhere around my place. I don't want to get into it, but let's just say she sucked my dick. Hey, was that the place where... Did that place used to be the country that Clinton bombed because he stuck that cigar in that girl's twat? You know what I'm saying. I'm too dumb to fucking even say what I already said. Sweetheart, I don't need sympathy, pussy, from half a fucking world away. All right? Go fuck yourself. This is like the Money Pit, except instead of a house, it's a woman. I went out and I bought the body issue. The naked issue, the nude issue of ESPN. Why? Because I'm a pervert? Yes. Fat people call that having a body issue, you know, because they don't want to stop eating their jelly and Ritz crackers late at night, you know, that they stuff into ice cream. You know, well, what do you think, person I've never heard of before? Well, I think it's great. You know, I think these fat fucks, it's about time somebody called them a fat fuck. You know, a stitch in time saves the sorcerer who gets up early and catches the worm. Yeah, bunch of fucking cunts. Good for you, Snowden. Keep running. You can stay at my house if you want to. Hang out till, you know, it blows over. You know, sit around, eat some TV. Dinners! I just hate saying Dwight. It's Dwight. It's Dwight Howard. Dwight. Spell it D-U-H White. All right? You make me feel like a younger man. Can I stick this cigar in your pussy? You need to fucking relax. I actually got a lot of shit out of the way already. I walked my dog around the block. It took a shit. I picked it up in a bag. You can eat a steak, and afterwards you can feel like you have a fucking shoe in your stomach. You got to take a nap. You know, your body shuts down. If you have red meat and potatoes, right? You know goddamn well you got to take a nap. You literally have to fucking sleep it off. No, that's written in French, so you know it's pretentious. This fucking jerk off. He probably unloads trucks. He had it written on the back of his calf. Right? You're just a fucking asshole. You know, you should have said asshole and then a fucking arrow pointed right up at your fucking asshole. You know, you've seen that. These fucking cunts come over from England. Oh, hello, love. And they're like, oh, my God, I love your accent. They're sitting there with their fucking tight pants. You can see their ankles and their balls all at the same time, you know. Go fuck yourself. Oh, he says go frig yourself, Canadian politeness. I know they're only birds, but I feel they hold a deep resentment towards me. Well, you clipped their wings and you stuck them in a cage. How would you feel? If somebody cut your fucking nuts off, came by, started whistling at you and throwing water at you. Dude, do you understand how fucking insane you are? Birds don't give a fuck about toys. You know? Do they? I don't think they do. He said, I bought them a new toy every Friday on my way home from work, and there's a ridiculous amount of toys in the cage, and here's the kicker. They haven't played with a single one, not once. Well, dude, do you look at the birds outside? They're not out there. If you leave your toddler's toys outside, they don't go, oh, good, they left, and then they go down and they start playing on his fucking tricycle. We all know your disability to read properly. Well, you know what? You don't even know how to write a sentence properly. Half of this shit is I get too far in front of myself, and the other half is you guys don't know how to write a fucking sentence. To be honest, I don't know that I'm not well endowed with my 5.5-inch rocket. You're a little below average, sir. I'm not going to lie to you. Now I'm being mean. You know, you can grab the rim, but you can't stuff it home, if you know what I mean. Yeah, you seem pretty cocky for a guy with a little dick. How lazy are you? Did you get that from your parents? I mean, what's wrong with you? I don't even think you should be listening to this podcast right now. I think you should sit down, have a little quiet time, and figure out what the fuck is wrong with you. So I probably shouldn't even fucking said that, because now racists will be like, oh, good, a new way to be a cunt. But anyway, so I always say sprinkles when I'm up there, even though that always makes me feel like silly saying that. Like, could I get some sprinkles? I'm just a little flustered. Now, is that homophobic? I mean, Jesus, it's just a bear trap wherever you step. Where does the cream come out of the cow? Huh? Is that somewhere around between the taint and the udder there? Is that what it is? Has it got an extra valve? You know what I mean? Like that one that's just for hot water? You know, like you don't have some roast beef in the fridge that you didn't have to go out and kill and maybe lose your oldest son trying to bring that fucking yak down. The Cattle Game, that's a new movie I'm working on, The Cattle Game. It's about a cow that has a dick and and it surprises an unsuspecting bull because it's already fell in love with him. And by the way, I'm going to have a whole fucking garden. You know? And then I figure what I'm going to use for protein is the rabbits that I kill that try and steal my vegetables. I'm going to be eating a lot of varmints. A lot of fucking, some rabbit stew, some possum soup, you know? A fucking raccoon burger, you know, a side of rabies. Like a black dog walked in the fucking studio, right? Wasn't wearing a hoodie. So nobody shot it. You don't have to grab your little shoulder straps on your overalls. By the way, what is that pocket for between your man tits? What do you stick in there, huh? Your remote control? All right. I probably offended at least 9 different races at this point. Let's keep going here. First class, everything's nice. And you know who paid for it? All those poor saps back in the main cabin. You know? Some lady going into labor 3 months in because her knees are so fucking up to her chin. They don't care. They don't care when she has a little 3-pound baby as we fly over the Rockies. They don't care. They don't give a fuck. To them, that's just another 3-pound animal to stuff in the back of the fucking plane. You know? Because if you go out and see my act is probably NC-17 or at least rated R. And if you really watch me, I don't know how to write a joke. That's why I have to scream and jump around and say the F word every other word. And people still laugh because they don't realize I'm just doing a big parlor trick. Fucking 12 drunks with 12 straws sucking down like 5 different alcohols with Hawaiian punch in there.
left to go get some air, though it was difficult since she caused a scene and started screaming down the hall for me. I love when they do that, right? Because the second a woman starts screaming in public, the guy's like, at the very least, a borderline rapist. But there's two sides to loyalty, too, where, you know, you help your friend move a body. And I never believe when a woman cries, when you call them out on shit. I never do, because I don't believe the crying as a rule. Because they can cry on cue like Meryl Streep. Last thing I ever want to do is suggest that a woman would want to go into a kitchen and actually be fucking nice for once and make that guy a goddamn sandwich. And every fucking time I was just like, oh, what if I just fucking punched her right in the face? Some douche is now going to Twitter me. Or tweet me, whatever.
Actually, I thought the treble was a little too high.
Oh, so was your mother when she was pregnant with you? You fucking drunk fetal cunt. Like women's bicycles, they're designed the way guys' bicycles should be. I always thought they had that reversed. Well, basically, they shouldn't bang their clit on something metal. Although knowing those psychos, they probably fucking enjoy it. The way the woman's bicycle is fucking, like, they're so concerned about their dresses and you looking up and seeing their clam that, once again, seeing their clam is, you know, hiding their clam is more important than somebody else's smashed testes. This is my impression of a Los Angeles Laker fan as a parent. Their kid comes home. If their kid was Aaron Hernandez and came home and actually admitted to murdering two people and then the third one, you know what the mother and father would do? They would stand up on the coffee table and they would start chanting MVP. And then forget about these ticking time bombs that are walking around 30 pounds overweight, but they're still lifting weights. Dude, I'm all right. You know, touch my gut, dude. It's fucking solid. Yeah, it's because you're fat. Your fat is calcified. It's so entrenched there, it has squatter's rights right in front of your stomach, you dumb fuck. It's the fat is fucking jammed in there so tightly, like back in the day when they used to pack people into subways. That was literally a job. Your job was to fucking just lean in on the people and pack them in. You know what I mean? Oh, my God. That was the worst time in society for claustrophobic people / the greatest time ever for perverts. You know? Fat people right now like, why are you always coming down on us? I'll tell you why, because there's Kick a Ginger Day, and I've never seen a fat person come to my rescue. You don't give a fuck about me, I don't give a fuck about you. That's how it works, fatty. I think these fat people with the hard stomachs, they feel like when they just sit up in bed, you know, and they make that noise as they go to sit up, and they just like, oh! Right? They think that's why their stomach's so hard, rather than it's just jam-packed with syrup and nougat and pancake batter and all that other fucking gooey shit. University of Michigan, all right? It's a state school. So anybody who did a keg stand instead of studying for math goes in, and they live in Michigan, you end up there. That's why their stadium, that's why the fucking stadium is so big. You know, 100,000 fucking people. Do you think it's because the football programs is that good, or because that many people got a C in math in Michigan? What if you had to go an extra 75 miles to and from work every day? What kind of a fucking mood would you be in? Huh? How much would your kids be running for their lives when you came walking up the door? Wow, this is new level of ignorance. Do you like that about this podcast? That rather than seeing me grow as a person, I'm slowly regressing? You know? Maybe you were already ahead of me. Maybe you were a couple steps behind me. But now all of you, it's like, I'm that guy like it's a foot race, right? And I came out of the track, out of the blocks sprinting. You know, and now I'm grabbing my sign. You guys are just going around me. You're still going to come in 7th. You're not winning a medal, but you beat me. Right? Do you know the last time the Jets were in the Super Bowl, we hadn't even pretended to be on the moon yet? Do you know a guy on the Jets used to take his dick out at the Port Authority? He dyed his pubes green, and he'd fucking shake his dick at people. Never trust a mechanic that has a manicure.